Vincent Van Gogh, people told him, you can't be a great painter, you only have one ear. You know what he said? I can't hear you.
Listening to Sippin' Sports, a Phillies sports talk morning show with Chris, KJ, and Dalt. Proudly powered by 302 Birds. Let's take it to the show.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome, of course, to the Sippin' Sports Podcast. Happy Saturday. I am Dalton, joined by KJ McCoy and Chaos Chris on this awesome Saturday morning. We got a lot on tap for you guys, including the Phillies getting the job done, sweeping them in Florida. We got the newest NHL team that might have forgot S on the back of their name, but we can talk about that in a second. We're going to talk about Dallas Goedert staying in Philadelphia and why that's an awesome decision for this team. The Xfinity Mobile Home Arena, we will be breaking down and why that is not popular amongst the fans and so much more, including the Flyers draft pick and a lot. But KJ McCoy, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Chaos Chris, how about yourself?
Good. Up early, unlike KJ. He's not used to this, so
yeah. No, it's all good.
On Saturday, KJ will oversleep.
I usually am.
Today he didn't. Today he didn't.
Yeah,
so
during the week I am usually up this early, so I'm usually.
But hey, to everybody in here, Chris, thank you, man, for being in the comments. To everybody who's rocking on the early bird show with us, we appreciate you guys. We might even have to appreciate you guys as much as we appreciate the Philadelphia Phillies this week. I did not think that this team would be on the trajectory to get a sweep anytime soon. And that's crazy to say because they have now won, I believe, 4 out of their last 5 series. They're playing really good baseball. Trey Turner is playing really good baseball since the end of April. Like, they're a different team, and they do deserve that credit. But I think that it's just kind of funny of how you see Philly media. And when I say Philly media, I don't mean us. We're Delaware media. No, I'm fucking kidding. But in all seriousness, I think, like, the bigger dogs, you know what I mean? Like, the real relevant radio stations and all that. We're not there yet. We will be one day, but not yet. The funny thing is you see them all switch up. They went from hating the Phillies to this team's on a hot streak. How long is it going to continue? And I feel like where we're at is kind of the appropriate spot to be with the Philadelphia Phillies. Not too excited, not too nervous, but the amount of just right realism. And who better to give us that realism than Chaos Chris? I mean, what are your thoughts on the team? Are you buying in?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that great sweep, and I was excited to talk about that this morning. And then we saw what happened last night. They laid an absolute stinker. The bullpen looked like shit. Nola looked like shit. The whole offense was absolutely gone. I mean, if you're on the post-game show last night, we were, like, dead. Like, it was almost just like this shit again. Like, just it's not fun to talk about this baseball team right now. They are having no fun, so it's not fun to watch. It's just that sweep was nice, but I just feel like it's just not who they are. Like they're a decent team, but they're not anything special at all.
Yeah, you're not impressed with what you've seen. I get that. KJ?
I mean, that's all I could think about too when you were talking about the sweep. I was like, you know what? I think we gotta address the elephant in the room. Obviously, what happened last night, and I mean, Aaron Nola just giving up home runs, giving up hits. And it was classic Aaron Nola. I've tried to tell so many people and try to tell them that, like, this guy did not deserve the contract he got. He did not deserve it. Like, this contract was way too late, and it just was too much for a guy who's going to lose you some games, going to lose you some leads. And pretty much last night he just he was serving meatballs to Cleveland. He was giving free meatballs to Cleveland, to the Guardians, and they were eating those meatballs, and they were enjoying spaghetti and whatever you want to say. Like, that's just what he was doing. He was becoming he was a chef pretty much out there, as our buddy Shard would like to say. So, but yeah, I mean, this team, it just seemed like Bryce Harper too. He's just trying to do too much. He's trying to hit for the fences, and he's just mechanically, it just seems like something's off, and he's just like, he needs to get back into like his swag. He needs to get back to his swagger that he used to have. And right now he's in a slump, and he can't get out of it. It's unfortunate because it's hurting the team at certain times. It definitely is. So, but last night was a horrible, and I know that people are gonna be like, oh, well, they barely got some sleep. They got there at like 3:00 in the morning. Yeah, but I mean, also, like, they got to be ready to play. They got to be ready to go. And just to show a lifeless effort like that, it looked like they were just sleeping out there. So, I mean, give them a pillow, give them a blanket or something. It was horrible.
Yeah, I think with Bryce Harper too, it's a matter of if, not a matter of when. I mean, would you agree with that, Chris? Like, do you think it's a matter of if, not a matter of when with Bryce, or are you kind of like, what the hell's going on? Or
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit again last night too, and it just feels like this slump is way different than the other ones he's had. I mean, he's got a slump every year. He's a baseball player; they all do. But when you see those slumps, he's hitting the baseball hard. He's hitting it right at people. It's almost more like he's just getting unlucky. Right now, he's just swinging through everything. I mean, it's been at least like the last 5 to 10 at bats I've watched him, there's been a fastball right down the middle of the plate that he swings right through. When you're Bryce Harper, that's a pitch that he usually kills. That ball would be 400 feet over the wall, easy. And he's just not doing that right now. And it's scary because I'm like, okay, is this because he's getting older? Or just lack of focus? Like, why is he on this type of a slump? And it really, like, he hasn't been great all year. He had, I think, opening day he hit a homer, but after that, he's been like very, very lackluster.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. And like you said with the age thing, you almost hope it's something with focus, or it's something that's like fixable, right? Because age really is not fixable. Age is not one of those things that you can come back from. Father time beats everyone. And that's where I like how you put it. Like, I am kind of nervous that it is age, that Bryce Harper's starting to hit that second tier in his career where he's going to start to slow down. He's not going to be the same guy that he was. Because a lot of Phillies fans, I think, thought that he would have that juice 1, 2, maybe 3 more years, and at least be able to have the juice to bring us a trophy, a World Series championship. And now it's like, well, if he's not going to be the main guy, who is? Kyle Schwarber's great at hitting home runs, but you can't just hit home runs to win a championship. You need to actually be able to play small ball at times too. And it's like, who's really going to be able to be the guy that can focus up? Because it doesn't seem like, I feel like what Dombrowski's plan was, he's like, okay, we got a lot of good guys. We don't have one great guy, but we got a lot of good guys. The problem is none of those good guys are an alpha, or when the team is down can be that one hero or the one guy to change the turn. So you got to find out who that really is, because it's not Bryce Harper this year. That's really frustrating. But moving on now to our next topic. This one's actually kind of fun. So I'm not a big NHL fan, so I'll let KJ kind of explain this one because he knows a lot about uniforms and the NHL. Well, not the NHL, but uniforms.
Not the
Go
NHL,
ahead,
really.
break news.
I'm just more like fascinated with like expansion and all that kind of stuff, but it really wasn't a whole expansion thing because this was the Arizona Coyotes, and then they became the Utah Hockey Club. And I said to myself right away, I'm like, oh my gosh, look what you've done, Washington. Look what you've done. The whole Washington football team, you made it so then other teams can actually have this name temporarily or actually permanently. And I thought that they were going to keep it permanently. So, I saw that comment. Oh, what the hell? But yeah, I think with that, it was funny because then they were saying how they were trying to pick some other names as well. and they got like denied. There were some other, I forget the names that they were, but it's crazy that now they are the Mammoth. I mean, the logo's cool. The logo's awesome. I love the logo. I like the jerseys. I like the colors and everything because, I mean, the colors are the same as the Utah Hockey Club. The problem is, why is there no S? I don't really – I mean, I did see why they maybe chose this is because there's a town called Mammoth in Utah. So that's probably why. There's a town called Mammoth, so that's maybe the reason why they just didn't put an S. But you're just going to get a lot of people just calling it the Mammoths. Like, I'm going to be calling them the Mammoths. I'm not going to be calling them Mammoth. Like, it's not like it's the Miami Heat. That's the difference. So the Miami Heat, that makes sense. You can't call them the Heats. But, I mean, I think with the Mammoths thing, you should have put an S. I know that there's like a Mammoth lacrosse team apparently. But, I mean, that's they don't have an S either. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they were like, okay, like if they can do it, we'll do it. So, yeah, but I think it's interesting. I definitely do. And I'm glad there's no hockey team now. So thank God.
Yeah, I think they messed up. It should have been the Yeti. I think the Yeti was, or the Yetis, either one. I think that should have been the name. Now, I think there was a lot of
that was a
legal issues there because of the cup company or freezer, whatever they are, the coolers or whatever. Yeah, coolers. You know what I'm talking about. I think that's what wound up making it so it couldn't happen, which to me is like stupid because like as a company, I'd think, oh yeah, let's have a team named after us and we have like some type of sponsorship with that. That would have worked really well if they could have worked that in somehow. But yeah, I mean, the Mammoth it's all right, I guess, but I feel like it's one of those ones where it's going to wear better through time. Like, I didn't like the Golden Knights when they first came out. I thought it was a very, like, generic name. But now I'm like, yeah, it kind of works. It's not bad. I think this one was better than the Commanders. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or the Guardians. Or it's just, like, trying to retread something that you canceled. But this is – I think this one's better for sure.
Yeah, you're exactly right, though. It was the Yetis. That's what it was. The whole, like, legal action with them. Like, they didn't – like, the Yeti cooler company was, like, coming after them and saying, like, no. Because, like, I think they were ready to actually call them the Utah Yetis or Yeti. And they were, like – they came right out and they were like, no, you can't do that. We have the Yeti coolers and everything like that. So they didn't want to do that. So that was one of the main things. But, yeah, I mean, as I said before, I like the name. I like the logo of the Mammoths. But, I mean, they just need to put an S.
Yeah, if they would have added an S, it would have made a night and day difference. It's kind of funny. I think the thing, too, like Chris said, that's a great point as well. Like, that marketing potential would have been insane for them. But if they're going to be stupid on it, I mean, by all means, I think it's going to grow on people, too. I could see that happening for sure. But some local hockey news we get to break down. The Flyers are not so lucky. They fall out of the top 5 picks again in the lottery. Chaos Chris, does this team have any hope?
No, I mean, this sucks. Like, I think what's the most frustrating part of it is, so the way the lottery's done with the NHL is they pick 4 ping pong balls. 30 seconds between each ping pong ball. At least it's supposed to be. So the Flyers got the first 3 ones that they were supposed to get. And it comes down to the 4th. Well, they go to a 3-minute commercial break then. They had 2 chances. They had 2 different ping pong balls they could have gotten. I think they had like a 38% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, which is pretty high for that. They come back, and it's just like everybody's freaking out. The Islanders got it. But like they didn't show the ping. It was really fishy the way it was done. And not only do the Flyers not get it, the Islanders get the number 1 overall pick, who they were projected at pick 10, and they're a rival. So it's like, really, that sucked. But then Utah wins the second lottery, which means they get to the 4th pick instead of the 2nd pick because they were back at pick. It's a whole bunch of weird shit. But Flyers fell out of the top 5, get pick 6. It sucked because it really felt, I thought we were getting that number 1 overall pick. And it's one of those ones that are like, okay, this is going to really change the franchise. And I think they're still going to get a decent player at 6, but you're much more certain of getting a star player at 1 than you are at 6. So that one sucked. Oh, and Mitchkov got screwed out of the Calder too, which is a whole nother, the rookie of the year.
Oh,
for
yeah.
you,
He wasn't even in like
out there. But one of the guys that's in there has the same amount of points as Mitchkov, but less goals as Mitchkov. But since he was the number 1 overall pick last year, he got in the conversation instead of Mitchkov. So make sense. But yeah, I'm just heartbroken over the Flyers right now because I thought they were going the right way. And then this happened.
Double whammy in one night.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, Mac?
You're not good. I mean, now we get to see. I mean, I saw the video, Matt Baer jumping in joy, jumping in crap everywhere. So he was going crazy. Them
That dirty ass room of his.
Yeah. I mean, just that was insane. I mean, seeing that the Islanders get the number 1 pick, hearing that they were supposed to be like a top 10 pick, and then they get number 1. It's almost like the same kind of thing when like it was like a couple of years ago when Victor Wembanyama in the NBA, when Victor Wembanyama was projected the first pick. The Detroit Pistons had the worst record, and they were projected to have the number 1 pick. The San Antonio Spurs got the number 1 pick instead. The Pistons got like the 6th pick. So it's crazy. I mean, the funny thing is, I mean, we're talking about how the Flyers kind of got screwed with that, and like how they were projected to maybe get the first pick, but they didn't. Same kind of thing. That could, I mean, Monday night for the NBA, I mean, like we got the draft, and that might happen for us. I mean, like we're projected to probably not get the first pick, but it could happen. The ping pong ball could go our way. I mean, I'm hoping for it, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it's crazy with this whole draft lottery for both sports. I mean, they're very similar, but it's just like it seems like certain teams just get screwed out of certain positions that could really help their franchise out in the long run.
Yeah, I think if the Sixers drop 2 picks, they lose their pick this year. Like they don't even get it.
Yeah. Yep.
What are they projected at?
Get it.
5, right? And I think if they go to 7, they don't get it.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You got to get it.
That's even more like.
Yeah, it is.
And we know the NBA lottery is rigged. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely is.
It just sucks being a Flyers fan right now. I don't even want to waste my breath on the team. That's how I feel. I'm ready to already just go into the next topic because I just feel like with both of those teams, and I have a really funny name for Xfinity that you guys are going to love. I think we're going to coin it. So stay tuned. I got a new name for Xfinity that we're going to name after the Flyers and the Sixers. But right now, let's talk about our golden child in this city. Let's talk about our golden tight end that's irreplaceable. In Dallas, Goedert. There was those speculations and trade rumors that he might go to another team and he gets extended and ends up saving $4 million in cap for next year because he's a team guy. I love that. I think Goddard's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Even when the injury happens, I don't mind it as much right now because here's why. Dallas Goedert's an older tight end. So you don't want him going out there doing 100% of the work like some teams have their tight end doing, because it's like, okay, well, you need other people to develop. What if you get an injury down the road? What's going to happen in a couple of years when that guy retires? So that's what I kind of like about what the Eagles did this past season is, yes, we did see a lot of Dallas Goedert. He was pivotal in the playoffs to us. He was essential. But you also saw a lot of Grant Calcaterra. You saw a little bit of E.J. Jenkins. You know what I mean? You saw what they wanted to do at the tight end position, and I thought that was a good thing. So with Dallas Goedert returning, I don't think necessarily it means for Eagles fans that we're not going to see Grant Calcaterra or some of those other tight ends. I just think it means we're going to see Dallas Goedert return for one more year. And they're going to squeeze all the juice that they can out of that orange. Don't get me wrong. Like third downs, certain packages, he's going to be in there every play. The question is, will it be worth it? I think it will be. We're not going to find out until we know what next season looks like. Does he go out and have an 800-yard season? Does he go out and get injured? Knock on wood. Does something else happen? Who knows? But I do think at the moment, with what we've seen, sample size, with the way that the playoffs went and everything all combined, it would be stupid for the Eagles not to bring Dallas Goedert back for another year. And the fact that they were able to save him money too, I think makes it that much better.
Yeah, I think a lot of the way that draft went this year kind of shored that up. I think they probably wanted like a guy like Fannin in the late 3rd round or another one of those tight ends, and they just didn't fall to them. It seemed like all the tight ends went a lot earlier than some would have thought. And I think they might even extend Goedert here soon. I got a little birdie near me who says that Goedert just built a house over here, like a pretty big house. So, not saying that he's not gonna, leave, but I think he might get extended. If usually when you go and build your own house, like spec home like that, you don't leave. So we'll see. Maybe he's gonna stay here or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did extend him, so that was a good thing. I'm glad he's back. But Fanning would have been great to have. I mean, me and Chris were like loving this guy in the draft, and I mean that would have been awesome to have a guy like him. But I think with Dallas Goedert, the main thing and the main worry, I mean, the thing that you can really kind of like keep an eye on is his injuries. I mean, that's the main thing with Dallas Goedert. He missed a lot of games last season due to injury, and we could have definitely used him. We had guys like Calcaterra stepping up for us, which was great. But, I mean, he really isn't a number 1 tight end, so that's the main thing. We need Dallas Goedert. So I think it was the right move, but just the main thing is to just keep the guy healthy, and hopefully he can just not get the injury bug. So, I mean, that's the main factor for Dallas Goedert, just stay healthy.
And I do think that it should be an interesting season for him. Like Chris said, when you're building a house here, I think even if he does go, that tells us that he's planning on retiring an Eagle. Like, I think he's like, okay, this is where I want to kind of root myself into for when I retire. I could probably have a lot of brand deals, probably never buy a beer again, be happy. And if that's what matters to the guy, awesome. Glad to see it. Welcome back, Dallas Goedert. But moving on now to our last topic, we got to be a little bit quicker of a show, and I appreciate you guys both being quicker today because I actually got to go to a graduation today, so that should be fun. Shout out to my girlfriend's little sister, Olivia, who'll be graduating Millersville class of 2025, so I'll be headed over there today. But you would have thought with all the smart people working at Wells Fargo that they would have had a degree or a marketing degree to understand that there are so many one-liners that you can make about this one. My favorite one is I'm going to call it the dead zone, where playoffs and Wi-Fi both go to die. It's the Flyers and the Sixers, the dead zone. I think it's perfect. People are talking about the mobile home arena. That one's pretty good. The drop call center is a good one I like. But my favorite one by far is the dead zone, where playoff hopes and Wi-Fi go to die. What do you guys think? I think.
No, you know what's even better name? You know what's even better name? The Dead Dome.
The Dead Dome.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Dead Dome. That's where Philadelphia sports fans' dreams lie there and die in a dome. That's what happens, even though it's really not a dome. But yeah, it sucks. I went off about it on Wednesday. We all wanted the Wawa Center. That would have been awesome. They're getting rid of the whole center thing. So it's funny how they're keeping everything, and they're going to confuse the heck out of people because I was saying this on Wednesday. We already got Live Casino, and then you got Xfinity Live, and you get confused with those when you say, hey, let's go to Live. And then now you got Xfinity Mobile Arena, and you're going to be like, let's go to Xfinity. And I'm going to be like, which one? The Arena or Xfinity? What is it? Like Xfinity Live. So that's the confusing thing. But it's funny they did this, and it does suck that they're doing something like this. But I think at least until like 2031, we'll have this, and then they're going to have a whole new stadium. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
This doesn't surprise me at all that they named it Xfinity. I kind of knew that was going to happen just because they're greedy. I mean, they're going to keep it in in the family there with the money. It's just, I don't mind that they named it Xfinity. I just feel like the name Mobile Arena, like that was what I don't like about it. I think like Xfinity Live Center would have been cool, or Xfinity Center, like Live Arena, something like that would have worked a lot better than Xfinity Mobile Arena. But I guess if that's the brand they want to promote right now, that's the brand they're going to promote. I just find it hilarious that like whenever you're in the Wells Fargo Center, the internet connection is terrible.
Yep.
Like it's awful. You can never get any sort of service if you're up in the second level at all.
Yeah, so we'll see if they actually like improve the Wi-Fi. I mean, we'll see if they do anything. Probably not.
They bought look at this.
Yeah.
They bought a fucking sign. They turned on the purple LEDs. They called it a day. And it's a brand spanking new stadium, guys. Like I said, the Xfinity Mobile Arena, a.k.a. the Dead Zone, where playoff hopes and, as Chaos Chris just alluded to, Wi-Fi go to die. I mean, I'm just ready to see what's the run going to be like here. Wells Fargo had a legendary run. 0 championships. Minimal playoffs hosted. Maximum tiers received. Like, what is this place going to bring? Who knows? I mean,
no Eastern Conference Finals for either the Flyers or Sixers. So
it was the Wachovia Center when the Sixers were in the finals. Who hosted
no,
that?
No, it was First Union. It was First Union Bank Center or whatever it was, or First Union Bank or whatever it was. It was
bring that back.
First Union Center. Yeah, First Union Center. That's what it was.
They've never won anything in this arena, like at all.
Yeah.
Like none of the teams, maybe the Philadelphia Wings won one, like when they were a team, but none of these other ones have won anything.
Actually, there is one team, the Philadelphia Soul.
Oh yeah, but they didn't win it in the arena.
They didn't win in the arena?
No.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I think that they went somewhere else.
I think it was in.
Might have been in Atlantic City for some reason. I don't know why I think that.
It wouldn't be Atlantic City.
Oh, wasn't?
1 year.
I think there was one in New Orleans. He might have been right. I think there might have been one in Atlantic City before there was a team there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
think that I remember as a kid hearing that the Philadelphia Soul played in Atlantic City because I wanted to go. I got to look it up. But
that's cool. That'd be cool.
It would be cool. But the point is, it would be really freaking cool if this team would all get on the same page in Xfinity Mobile Arena and be like, okay, marketing-wise, are we going to piss the fans off with this? Yes. Like, the thing is, there are 2 ways that this could have went. You could have done the same exact. I want to be crystal clear about this. Like KJ already said, Wawa was the choice.
Yeah.
All he had to do was buy a new sign and turn on the red lights, and everybody in Philadelphia is having a different reaction, right?
It's about the money,
We're
though.
jumping up and down.
Yeah.
We're
About
excited.
the money.
But instead, they put the wrong logo and turned on the wrong color of lights, and now everybody's having a conniption.
If they owned Wawa, they would have done that too. But they own Xfinity, so they're gonna.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been NBC Arena too. Like there's a few different things it could have been, but it was never going to be anything else unless somebody was going to fork over money. And I think they just thought the free advertising for themselves was going to make a lot more money for themselves.
I think NBC I would have liked better. I don't know how you guys feel
My
about
buddy
it.
Mikey D would have
NBC better.
Went insane for that. I'm going to tell you right now, he would have loved that. I mean, the NBC. Well, they actually in Xfinity Live. It's funny you mentioned that. They actually have where they have the big screens and everything like that. It says at NBC Sports Arena. That's what it says. So that's a funny thing. So I mean, like they could have maybe used that for the stadium, but they didn't.
It'll be really interesting to just see the memes that come with this because everybody has something that they would say. I used to joke around with KJ and Seglio and be like, yo, we're going to the Farg tonight for a game. Stay tuned. I'm interested to see what we're going to say about this. I don't think that the dead zone is going to stick. Maybe it does. Maybe we just created something, but I think it's going to be called something else. The mobile home is a really good one. Like, hey, you guys want to go to the mobile home and see Embiid cry again? That just sounds like something we would say. So
do you want to die? Do you want to spend $35 on a fucking beer?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be called the X.
Oh,
the
my
X,
God.
yeah, it could be.
I think that's probably
it's game over already from the start, and this arena hasn't even opened yet, and it's already calling it a wrap. So, God bless this stadium. God bless these teams that have to play here because it's going to be a long, journey.
God bless us for going through the pain.
Jonathan,
going?
yes, man, they got spanked by the Guardians. If you rewind earlier in the show, you will see the Phillies segment where we break it all down. We talk about the sweep, and then Chaos Chris gives them a little bit of pain, too, and lets them know what they got to do to get better. But we have a little bit quicker of a show. It's graduation season, so I appreciate everybody being aware of that. We'll be back a little bit longer next week once I'm back in my normal element. Really appreciate Chris and KJ waking up early to be on here with me. Thank you guys both. I really do appreciate that so I could go to the graduation. Other than that, do either of you guys got anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Nothing at all.
No.
Cool. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good weekend and get ready for fucking Xfinity to make us cry a lot.
A fin.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you.